Hello everyone, welcome to today's real estate video. In one of my previous videos, I had mentioned um, one of the first steps to purchasing a home is obtaining the pre-approval letter. Today I'll be covering on how to find out if you are pre-qualified or pre-approved without having to speak to an actual mortgage lender. This is not an actual pre-approval, obviously. It's just to give you an idea of things to look for and how to run the numbers to see if you actually pre-qualified um, before actually sitting with a mortgage lender. Um, there are three important categories when deciding whether you are qualified or pre-approved, which are credit score, your job history, and your DTI or debt to income ratio. Starting with credit score, it's very important for you to have an idea of what your credit score is, or what your FICO score is. Usually, I always recommend people to download Credit Karma or any app that's going to give you an idea of what your FICO score is. Those are third-party apps, so that really never accurate, but it does give you a good idea of what your credit score is, or what your FICO score is, and what is on the report. Um, Secondly, after you have an idea of what your FICO or credit score is, it's very important for you to know which loan or which program you're going to be using, whether it's a FHA loan or a conventional loan. The reason why that is important is because there's minimum credit score requirement for the different type of loans. So usually for a FHA loan, the minimum credit score is 600. For conventional loan, usually the minimum credit score is 640. Um, if if you are using a down payment assistance program, that's another thing obviously that credit is important for. Usually is a 640 minimum credit score for any down payment assistance program, and usually the higher your credit score, the more options you get. Secondly is your job history. It is very important that you're working for at least 2 years, minimum 2 years straight of work. You don't have to be in the same job or same career, but you must be employed for 2 years. If you do switch careers or switch jobs, you must be employed for 6 months at least. You must be able to prove at least 6 months worth of pay stubs from your new job. Um, if you are self-employed, um, banks or lenders usually require you to have 2 years of taxes. And with the 2 years of taxes, the net income is usually used for anyone that's self-employed. Um, Lastly, it is very important for your debt to income ratio to come in at with a 45 or 50%. Usually, it depends which lender and which program it is. Usually, debt to income ratio has to be below 45 to 50%. Um, a pretty easy way to calculate your debt to income ratio is if you take your minimum payment for everything that shows up on your credit report. So any loans, vehicle loans, credit cards, school loans, anything that comes up on your credit card, on your credit report. That's obviously not including rent, any utility bills, your phone bills. Those things don't come up on your credit report, so you don't calculate those. You take whatever's on your credit report, the minimum payment of each thing you pay, and you add it up, and you also add your monthly mortgage payment. Obviously, at that point, you have an idea of your mortgage payment, how much it's going to be. If you add up your minimum payments from all those loans, credit cards, or vehicle loans that you have, or everything on your credit report, and you add whatever number you estimated to be your monthly mortgage payment. If you add those up and you divide them by your monthly gross income, obviously your monthly gross income is your income before any taxes are taken out or any deductions are made. If you add both of those numbers up and divide it by your gross income, it will give you what your debt to income ratio is. It usually has to be below 45 to 50% depending on the lender. Um, so if you do those numbers, you get an idea of what your debt to income ratio is, and you have an idea to whether you are be able to get a pre-qualification or not. Um, Again, thank you again for listening. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. These are short videos. I hope you guys are learning something from them. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thank you very much.